Jason slapped me in front of everyone when we arguing. That same day, I deleted his contact info. Everything. Everyone was shocked. Jason and I had grown up together. I'd had a crush on him since forever. Practically chased after him for 9 years. Why Ashley? Just because of a slap. He looked bewildered. Yes, just because of a slap. I said it with absolute conviction. 1. When Jason's hand connected with my cheek, I didn't even register what had happened at first. A dull smack echoed and I stumbled, my head ringing. My left cheek flared, hot then burning. I covered my face, staring at him in disbelief. My childhood friend Jason had just slapped me, in front of the entire class. All because of an argument with the new girl. Jason's face stiffened as the reality of what he'd done hit him, but the look was quickly replaced by anger and impatience. Can you just stop causing a scene, Ashley? Go back to your seat. A few snickers rippled through the classroom, but most just watched the drama unfold in silence. Brianna, the new girl, stood beside Jason, twirling a strand of her perfect auburn curls. Geez, Jason, what was that? Didn't you see your little princess is about to cry? Jason's voice turned icy. Ashley, if you're going to cry, go home and cry. This is school, not your personal pity party. Humiliation, wager, and anger welled up inside me, and tears spilled down my cheeks. As the boys' laughter intensified, I bolted from the classroom. I didn't know where I was going, but I couldn't stay in that room. I couldn't face them. Jason had never been particularly patient with me, but this was the first time he'd ever hit me. More than that, it was the first time anyone had ever slapped me. 2. Jason and I were childhood sweethearts. We'd known each other since we were 3. Our parents were close friends, living across the hall from each other in the same apartment building. I'd always liked Jason. In elementary school, I was often bullied by other boys. One kid in particular was relentless. He'd pull my hair, stick gum on my chair, and even put firecrackers in my desk. I cried and told the teacher, but after scolding him, the teacher just laughed and said he was doing it because he liked me. I didn't believe it. The boy didn't stop either, so I told my parents. They were furious and ready to march down to the school. Jason's dad, who was visiting us, heard about it and called Jason over, telling him to protect me at school. Jason was the same age as me, but we were in different classes. The next day at recess, Jason came to my classroom and dragged the bully outside, giving him a good beating. Jason had always been tall for his age and assertive. He left the bully and his friends crying. Before leaving, he warned the other boys, anyone else who messes with Ashley, you'll be next. That's when I fell for him. From that day on, I became his shadow, tagging along wherever he went. Jason didn't like it. He was a bit macho, thinking hanging around a delicate girl like me wasn't cool. But I was persistent, trailing after him, calling him JJ. After a few years, he softened up and stopped minding so much. I started noticing his gaze lingering on me, and when our eyes met, he'd sometimes get this dazed look or flinch as if shocked, then stammer and blush, quickly changing the subject. Jason's dad suggested, since we were so close, maybe we should think about getting engaged someday, like a childhood promise thing. Jason didn't say anything, but he squeezed my hand tight. I saw his ears turn red. My heart fluttered. Okay, I want to marry JJ. But everything changed in high school. 3. At the end of our first semester of sophomore year, we had a new student. Her name was Brianna, and we heard she'd transferred because her parents had gotten new jobs in the city. She was smart and strikingly beautiful. On her first day, she tossed her auburn curls and grinned at our homeroom teacher. Mr. Davis, it's natural, I swear. The color and the curls, totally natural. Then she scanned the room, her eyes landing on me. She paused, stared for a moment and burst out laughing. OMG. Seriously, where did this Barbie princess come from? Ha 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 ha. Dressed in all pink like we're in high school. Is this some kind of a cuteness overload thing? So awkward. Everyone turned to look at me. My face burned. I loved pink, like really loved it. Almost everything I owned was pink. My backpack, water bottle, hair clips, shirts, sweaters, phone case, even my keychains. I'd gotten comments before. In elementary school, boys called me a girly girl and prissy. Some girls said I was trying too hard to be cute, but most people were nice. Lots of girls told me how much they loved my style, and that pink totally suited me. This was the first time I'd been so openly and blatantly mocked in public. I was mortified, wanting to disappear. Ha, sorry, I'm just blunt. Don't be mad, little princess. Brianna winked playfully. Okay, enough, Brianna. It's your first day. Jason's annoyed voice cut through the laughter. I turned to see him frowning at Brianna. Brianna raised an eyebrow, looking him up and down. Oh, the princess's knight in shining armor has arrived. What are you talking about? Are you crazy? Jason slammed his hand on his desk and stood up. Mr. Davis quickly intervened, telling him to sit down. He then directed Brianna to the only empty seat in the class. Coincidentally, or maybe not, it was the desk in front of Jason. Just like that, they became desk mates. 4. I don't know when they got close. One day, out of the blue, the strawberry milk Jason's dad always brought me every morning was replaced with plain milk. I hate plain milk, you know that. I frowned at the carton. Come on, it's just because the strawberry milk carton is pink, right? You're too old for strawberry milk. Drink regular milk. It's healthier. Jason patted my head. Brianna, also holding a carton of plain milk, turned around and gave a fake apologetic smile. Sorry, Pinky. I like plain milk, so I asked Jay to bring this. Besides, strawberry milk is way too sweet. It's seriously sickening. Do all you girly girls drink that stuff? I put the milk down and glared at her. Do you enjoy giving people nicknames? She stiffened, then put on a surprised and innocent expression. Why so serious? I was just kidding. You're way too sensitive, geez. Is it me being sensitive or you being guilty? You know the answer. Okay, Ashley. Jason stepped between us, looking exasperated. Brianna. Sometimes she just doesn't think before she speaks. Don't take it personally. I was so angry my eyes were stinging. I shoved Jason hard. If you can't speak properly, then don't speak at all. Jason jumped, instinctively putting his arms around my waist. Okay, I'm sorry. Don't be mad. I'll bring you strawberry milk tomorrow, alright? Brianna's face darkened as she stared at me. 5. The next day, Brianna's campaign against me began. I pulled out a pink tissue and she'd exclaim, Even your tissues are pink. Are you trying to turn yourself into a real-life Barbie doll? During cleaning duty, I wiped the broom handle with a wet wipe, and she'd exchange knowing glances with the boys. Here comes the princess. On desk switching days when I was struggling to move my desk, she'd yell across the classroom, "The princess needs help. Someone get over here and help the princess move her stuff." Every time, the boys in her clique would laugh and cheer her on, as if it was the funniest thing ever. At first, Jason thought it was inappropriate and would tell her to stop, but Brianna would just shrug and say, "I'm just joking. Ashley's always so uptight. I'm just trying to help her loosen up and get along with everyone." Jason would nod thoughtfully. "Ashley can be a bit of a princess, yeah. Are all girls like this these days?" Brianna punched his shoulder playfully. "Hey, not me. Don't lump me in with them." Jason chuckled. My heart ached. I knew Jason thought I was spoiled and a bit temperamental. Maybe to most guys liking pink, being a neat freak, and not being super strong meant I was a princess. Finally, I snapped. That summer, I'd gone to the beach with my parents and gotten a pretty bad tan. It had happened before, and it usually faded within a couple of weeks, so I didn't think much of it. Shortly after school started, I wore a pink shirt under my uniform. Brianna saw it and gasped dramatically. "Oh my god, Ashley, you're wearing pink with that tan? Don't you think that looks ridiculous?" "No, seriously, hahaha. This is killing me. What kind of princess are you? There's no such thing as a tanned princess. You look more like a little chihuahua. Ha ha ha." She and a few boys roared with laughter. Even Jason seemed amused, a smirk playing on his lips. In that moment, overwhelming humiliation and anger washed over me. I felt the blood rush to my head, my fists clenching. As their laughter continued, I grabbed my water bottle and splashed it in Brianna's face. Brianna froze, stunned, frantically wiping her wet face. She was wearing makeup, and the water had smudged it. Cough cough, what the hell? Are you crazy? Oh my god. I mimicked her voice. "Wearing fake eyelashes, foundation, and lipstick to school? No wonder you're not a princess. You're here to put on a show, aren't you? Just a clown." A few boys stepped in front of me, Jason leading the pack. He snatched the water bottle from my hand. "Ashley, apologize." He looked down at me, frowning, his voice cold. Tears welled up in my eyes as I stared at him. "Didn't you hear what she called me? She called me a dog. That's beside the point. You already retaliated. Now you need to apologize for splashing her. You have to own up to your mistakes. Be a good girl. Stop throwing a tantrum." He said it as if it was the most obvious thing in the world. "Just apologize. Brianna won't hold it against you." I scoffed. "Apologize my ass." Jason's eyes widened. He raised his hand and slapped me hard. 6. I didn't go back to class that day. I went straight home. I rushed to my room and started frantically searching, turning my bookshelf, closet, and drawers upside down. I grabbed a big cardboard box and threw in every single thing Jason had ever given me. The box filled up quickly. I made sure I hadn't missed anything. I carried the box downstairs and dumped it all in the trash. My parents weren't home yet, so I called my mom. "Hey sweetie, what's wrong?" "Mom, when you get back, tell Mr. and Mrs. Miller that Jason and I are done." And my voice turned cold. "From now on, Jason is not allowed to step foot in our house. Tell him to stay away from me." When my mom got home, she saw the slap mark on my face and was furious. I told her everything that had happened, how Jason had slapped me, how he'd stood by and watched Brianna bully and mock me, and how he'd ultimately defended her. My mom's face turned white. Our families had been so close for so many years, and now because of me there was a rift. But Mom didn't blame me. She hugged me and said gently, "No one is allowed to treat you like that, Ashley. Whatever you decide to do, your dad and I will support you." All the pent-up hurt and sadness came pouring out. I buried my face in my mom's shoulder and cried. 7. Jason came home later that evening and must have seen the box in the trash. He banged on our door. "Ashley, come out. We need to talk." I opened the door. Jason's face was like ice. "Why did you throw away all the stuff I gave you? What's it to you?" I stared at him coldly. The slap mark was still vivid on my cheek. Jason hadn't held back. My cheek was bruised and swollen, the imprint of his fingers clear. It wasn't fading, it was getting worse. Jason's expression shifted as he stared at the mark on my face. After a moment he said, bewildered, "How did it get so bad?" He reached out to touch my face, but I stepped back, my expression unchanged. I rarely got hurt. In the past, whenever I bumped or scraped myself, I'd run to Jason crying, wanting him to comfort me. I wasn't really afraid of pain. I had a pretty high pain tolerance. Sometimes I wouldn't even notice a cut until days later. I just liked being babied by the person I liked. And Jason, despite complaining about me being delicate and dramatic, secretly enjoyed being needed. But not anymore. Jason had never seen me so cold and distant before. He looked stunned. "I didn't mean to, Ashley. You were cursing at me and I just got angry." I cut him off. "Since you're here, let's get this straight. We're done. We're not friends anymore. From now on, you call me by my full name. Don't talk to me at school. And don't ever come knocking on my door again like you did tonight." I started to close the door. Jason grabbed my hand, his eyes fixed on mine, his expression shifting from guilt to anger and confusion. "Is this really necessary, Ashley? If you're mad because I slapped you, I already apologized. Isn't this a bit extreme? Have you thought about what if you regret this later?" "I won't." "Why?" he asked, his voice tight with anger. "Just because of one stupid slap?" "Yes, just because of a slap." I said it with absolute certainty. "Fine. If that's how you want it, then fine." Jason let go of my hand, a bitter laugh escaping his lips, and slammed the door behind him as he left.